From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Hello everyone, before we get to the forecast, I just want to tell you of a great resource that you have because I won't be covering the fires except for the early morning updates. But overall, if you want to always kind of 24/7 check on those fires, you can. Number one, get the Watch Duty app for your phone. It's free. It's got a lot of great information for your phone. You can download it on your App Store, Google Play, whatever, if Android or your Apple device. However, on the website is another great resource. And what I'm going to do is let me show you here's the homepage, weathernorcal.com, right? And there you can see the live streaming channel right here. And right below that live streaming channel, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of bring it down, is this right here. Click on that. So let's go over there and click on it. And what it's going to do is, remember I was talking about the Watch Duty app? Well, this right here is Watch Duty. And as far as I'm concerned, if you want some of the best information and the latest information, it's going to be Watch Duty. So you can zoom in and out of this map here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of zoom in and out. You can see that. You can click on any of these fires and it will give you evacuation orders, warnings, the works. It'll give you information if there's a fire perimeter, or show you the fire perimeter of that. You keep scrolling down, you can get all of the information from the very beginning of when that fire started. So you can kind of get the history of it as well. And you can, it's just a really great resource. And then you keep scrolling down and just explore. You'll see that it really does have a lot of great information for you. So be sure to check that out, weathernorcal.com, and then click on the fire page. All right, let's go and take a look at what the fires are looking like right now. Okay, so what's happening is the satellite, what it can do is it detects the heat signatures from the fires, okay? So when you have a lot of activity and the fires are very active, it's going to pick up on that. When we did see over the last 24 hours, a lot of red dots here off to the east. Notice those are gone. That's because those fires are not as active. This is where we're really seeing most of the activity here. Okay, so that's of course where most of the smoke is going to be as well. So as we go into Friday, tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., it's going to be pretty smoky out there. Some pretty poor air quality, especially in the vicinity of the fires. But I mean, this whole area is just going to be looking at very smoky conditions through the morning. And then it's going to retreat a little bit, but then it really come back. So overall, very smoky conditions here for Del Norte, Humboldt counties, western Siskiyou, and not to mention into Trinity County as well. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to continue to see inland and mountain showers and thunderstorms through the weekend with a big cool down. It's been hot, but we're expecting a really good cool down here, especially for the inland areas and the mountains here as we take into the weekend. But more rain early next week. We'll get to that in just a second here. But here's your hour-by-hour forecast for the North Coast, and temperatures for the inland areas in the upper 90s. Could see some showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm for your Friday. And for the coast, mostly cloudy, but dry. We're not expecting any more rain, at least for now, through the weekend at least, for the coast. For Trinity County, yeah, we've got smoky skies. You've got chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms here, but temperatures are in the low to mid 90s for those daytime highs. So we're beginning to see those temperatures drop. Now the area of low pressure that has been transporting the moisture into Northern California and giving us some of these disturbances moving through to help produce a lot of these thunderstorms is slowly shifting to the east. Now that's significant because the flow around that area of low pressure is going to have an impact on how much activity we end up seeing. So let's take a look at that right now. And you can see as we go into Friday at 2 p.m., we're just beginning to see some of these thunderstorms popping up off to the east. You'll notice not much activity going on into the inland areas. That's through 6 p.m. on Friday, but I'm still not, ruling out that chance for some of the inland areas here late in the day Friday. Okay, but look at that. By the time we get into a Friday night, most of it's gone. Then we go into Saturday, 3 p.m. There in the afternoon, we're seeing more thunderstorms begin to pop up. We could see some of that making its way into Hoopa, not to mention often the eastern portions of Del Norte County as well. That will kind of push to the north and west, but then die out and dry out by the time we get into Saturday night. All right, so let's take a look at the satellite image here down to the south. This is also something we've got to keep monitoring. This right here is Hurricane Hillary. It is as of 2 o'clock this afternoon, is a Category 2 hurricane with winds in excess of 110 miles per hour. This is expected to continue to track to the north, could eventually become a Category 4. As it gets closer to the Baja Peninsula, it's going to be a Category 3 and then dropping to a Category 2. This along the coast here of the Baja Peninsula is where we're going to start seeing the swell really begin to play an impact, and that could mean some coastal flooding. And with some of the heavy rainfall and gusty winds, they could be looking at the potential for some torrential downpours, that is, and that can create some localized flooding and maybe even some landslides as well. So we're probably going to start hearing about, as we go into the weekend in particular, some of the news stories about some of the damage that we're going to hear about, especially due to the flooding and possible landslides. Now, it's still debatable as to whether or not it will still be a tropical storm once it does hit Southern California. But bottom line, heavy rainfall for Southern California as we go into Sunday night into Monday morning, and that's where we can see heavy rainfall. And we'll probably be hearing about the potential also for some mudslides and debris flows there, and not to mention some heavy rainfall. But by 11 a.m. on Monday, it's a tropical depression, 35 miles per hour. As it heads north into our region, it's pretty much just an area of low pressure. Doesn't have a lot of moisture at this point. It will bring moisture with it, and that's where we could see some showers. So as of right now, Futurecast not showing much in the way of rain with this area of low pressure, but just for the sake of the fact that it is coming from a tropical storm and from a hurricane, and there's moisture associated with it, I have included a chance for rain, at least for Monday, for everyone. The coast, the inland areas, and the mountains, not to mention the Sacramento Valley. Here's your trend temperature-wise. It is dropping. Big drop in those temperatures, mid to upper 80s, as a matter of fact, by the time we get into Sunday and Monday. Let's take a look at those wave heights. Yeah, they're going to be increasing here through the day on Friday, 10 to even upwards of 12 feet. So there are going to be some small craft advisories, not to mention some gale warnings out there. There's what we're looking at here. Northwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles per knots, that is. Your waves from the northwest is 6 feet at about 8 seconds, and from the west at 3 feet at 11 seconds. And of course, there's that small craft advisory. All right, so let's take a look at your forecast for tonight. I'm expecting probably mainly dry conditions and even some clear skies, with the exception, of course, that haze that we will see from the smoke. We're going to be looking at smoky conditions tonight, and not to mention for a good portion of tomorrow as well. But we could see more thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon for the Trinity County area, not to mention inland having that chance. But we will be looking at dry conditions for the coast. All right, let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. So for Hoopa and Weaverville, notice I've got chances in there all the way through next Tuesday. That's because the chances are still there. The moisture availability, especially from that area of low pressure, from Hillary, possibly keeping that chance of showers and even maybe some thunderstorms here for Monday, Tuesday of next week. As I mentioned, just because of the fact that that area of low pressure associated with Hillary will be to our east, it may bring us a chance for showers for all of Northern California on Monday. But at this point, it's not guaranteed. And that's pretty much the same situation for Eureka. It will be dry. Temperatures in the mid-60s here for Friday through the weekend. But of course, that chance for showers by next Monday.